like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Today, we're diving into something far deeper than entertainment. Beyond music, beyond screens, beyond the noise of fame. This isn't a story about a show or a fan service project. It's a story about two souls who grew side by side, learned to understand each other in silence, and built something so real that the world couldn't help but feel it too. It all began years ago, with a small camera, a trip to Tokyo, and a simple gift made with love. Golden Closet Film, Jungkook's first personal project, wasn't just a cinematic experiment. It was a quiet confession, a visual love letter dedicated to someone who meant more than words could ever express, Jimin. Behind every frame, every melody, every lingering smile, there was truth, a truth too gentle to be announced, too personal to be explained. And now, 8 years later, the world is preparing to witness a new chapter in that same story, through Are You Sure? Season 2-inch, a series promised to be more genuine, more heartfelt, and more intimate than ever before. But as always, when two people appear too close in the public eye, not everyone can accept it. Some cheer, some mock, and others pretend not to see. The question lingers endlessly across timelines. Is their closeness just fan service, or something far more sincere? Let's find out. Golden Closet Film was more than a short travel video. It was the beginning of Jungkook's quiet way of expressing emotion. The way he framed each shot, the music he chose, the lingering focus on gentle moments that no one else would notice, all of it reflected something deeply personal. For many, GCF was just a pretty film about two friends exploring Tokyo. But to those who watched with their hearts, it was an emotional portrait of connection, a story of trust, warmth, and quiet devotion. Their laughter, their calm silences, even their glances, all carried a language that existed only between them. That Tokyo trip became symbolic of something more than friendship. It became a timeline, a quiet testament to 8 years of growing, fighting, healing, and choosing each other again and again, in ways that didn't need to be spoken aloud. When Are You Sure? Season 2-inch was officially announced to premiere on December 3, 2025, the internet exploded. Hashtags like #Jikook, #Jimin and Jungkook, and #AreYouSureS2 topped global trends within hours. Fans celebrated, cried, and shared old clips, memories of two people whose bond had become a story of its own. But not everyone was kind. Some sneered, typing things like, "If you really love Jungkook, don't support that show. It's all just fan service. He's being used. That show isn't even about him." Ironic, isn't it? People who claim to love Jungkook often try to silence the very choices that make him happy. But Jungkook once said it himself, clearly and firmly during a Weverse Live. "I do what I want." Simple words, but full of strength. Jungkook doesn't move on anyone's command. Not the company's, not Jimin's, not the internet's. And yet, every time something doesn't go the way certain people want, they invent new theories, that he's controlled, that he's manipulated, that he's not free. But the truth is painfully simple. The more they boycott, the more curious the world becomes. Publicity remains publicity, no matter the motive. One quiet story from years ago captures their sincerity better than any rumor ever could. A restaurant owner in Tokyo once shared that Jimin and Jungkook visited together, signed a small note for the staff, and left in the same car, quietly, without cameras, without bodyguards, without any announcement. They were just together. No one was watching. No one was performing. And that, perhaps, was the most honest version of them. They've taken private trips before, to Tokyo, New York, and Jeju, spending days together without a single leaked photo. In an industry where everything becomes public, their ability to keep those moments private says something powerful. If that's not real closeness, what is? Maybe that's what critics fear most, that, "Are you sure?" Season 2-inch will reveal just how genuine their bond truly is. After 2 years of military service, their connection didn't fade. It deepened. They came back different, calmer, more grounded, more open about who they've become and what they mean to each other. Filming in places like Switzerland and Vietnam wasn't a coincidence. Those are places of quiet beauty, fitting for two people who have always expressed love through silence. In a recent interview, Jimin said softly, "This time, it's not just another trip. It's a chance to be honest about where we are now." And Jungkook added, smiling shyly, "I feel comfortable spending time with Hyung again." Simple words, but they carried the weight of years. People often forget that Jimin once said something idols rarely dare to say. He doesn't like fan service. Bromance or fan service. Even though I'm an idol, I hate pretending. That's who Jimin is. He doesn't act for the camera. Every laugh, every hug, every lingering touch comes from sincerity. And Jungkook? He's no longer the wide-eyed teenager he once was. "I'm not a baby. I'm 28. I know what I want." He's a grown man who knows what makes him happy and who he feels most at peace with. One of his most touching lines from Are You Sure? Still lingers in fans' minds. As they rode together, Jungkook playfully asked, "How long do you want to keep doing this?" Jimin chuckled, replying, 12 more seasons until we're 50. It sounded like a joke, but something in their tone made it feel like a promise, quiet, simple, but deeply genuine. And yet, some people who claim to love Jungkook still doubt him. They call the show manipulative or a PR stunt. But true support doesn't mean controlling your idol's choices. It means respecting what brings them joy. Jungkook doesn't need to be saved from his own decisions. He's a grown man who knows where happiness lives. And if that happiness happens to be in moments shared with Jimin, shouldn't that be something we celebrate, not question? Season 2 of Are You Sure? Will feature 8 episodes, 2 each week. The format will stay the same, a travel-based challenge show, but this time, it's said to be warmer, more emotional, more cinematic. Imagine them walking through the snowy streets of Switzerland, laughing as they take photos of each other, or sitting quietly in a cozy cafe in Vietnam, reminiscing about the past. Every glance, every smile, every small touch becomes proof of a connection that words can't define. One of their most unforgettable moments came during the first season, when they rode a motorbike together by the beach. The wind brushed past them, the camera captured from afar, and Jungkook whispered, "This is really romantic, isn't it?" Jimin smiled, answering softly, "Very romantic." Then, Jimin wrapped his arms around Jungkook from behind as the sun melted into the horizon. "This is even more romantic," Jungkook murmured again. "This is romance. This is youth. This is beauty," Jimin replied. That wasn't scripted. That wasn't fan service. It was honesty, two people simply enjoying life, being present, and feeling alive with each other. In the midst of all the excitement, Jungkook has started reclaiming his privacy, turning off public likes and followers on TikTok, limiting comments to people he follows. Small actions, but meaningful ones. They show a man learning to protect his peace in a world that often demands too much. Some accuse Jimin of influencing him, as if his growth and decisions couldn't possibly be his own. But Jungkook has said it many times, how safe, comfortable, and genuinely happy he feels with Jimin by his side. Those who refuse to believe it are often the ones who can't bear to see Jungkook happy. Because the truth is, Jimin and Jungkook's closeness is too real to deny. Their bond wasn't built overnight or for the camera. It grew slowly, through years of shared struggles, laughter, and silent moments that never made it to stage lights. From rehearsals in empty studios to stages packed with thousands, they've carried each other through highs and lows. And maybe that's why their story feels so human, because it is. From the quiet beauty of Golden Closet film in Tokyo to the breathtaking landscapes of Are You Sure? Season 2, one thing has never changed, the way they look at each other. Softly. Honestly. Without pretense. They're not performing. They're just being themselves. Jimin once said, "We don't know how long we can keep this, so let's enjoy it fully while it lasts." And maybe that's the heart of it all, that love, in any form, deserves to be celebrated as long as it's real. So before you close this story, take a breath and whisper quietly to yourself, "I believe in their sincerity." Because in a world full of pretense, honesty like Jimin and Jungkook's is rare, and that's what makes it unforgettable.